being environmental friendly, and above all, security conscious. Suffice to say, at this juncture, divisions will be expected to present programs and projects that are beneficial to the people and of utmost importance towards improving the socio-economic well-being, wealth, and critical development of each division. Your Royal Highnesses, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, once more, we are of the view that the success of this administration rests on the collaboration of all. Let me, on behalf of the Honorable Commissioner, our Acting Permanent Secretary, management, staff of the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget, and the Lagos State Government at large, welcome you all, our distinguished personalities, to this all-inclusive Budget Consultative Forum, and I wish us all successful deliberation. Thank you, and God bless. Ikeja Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, àjùmọ̀ṣe ni.
Thank you very much. Once again, can we please put our hands together for the special advisor, Mr. Lekon Balogun. Please, sorry, we have this car and this is obstructing. Can the owner please step out to go and repark? JAC GS3, and the license plate is BDG 285JD. BDG 285JD. Thank you very much. And once again, I would like to specially recognize Alayeluwa Oba Ambali Agbedeji, Alaige of Orile Agege, Kabesio. And also in our midst, we have Alayeluwa Oba Tajuddin Ishola Odubi Onitire of Itire, Kabes. Please, can we put our hands together for our Kabeses? Thank you very much. And also, we have in our midst Chief Madam Folashade Tinumbu, Iyaloja General, ably represented by Mrs. Abisola Assis, and all other Iyaloja here present. You are all welcome. Nísìn a máa pe arábìnrin Bọ́dédé láti bá wa túmọ̀ gbogbo nǹkan tí ẹsẹ̀ wa ti sọ sí èdè Yorùbá.
Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Mo kí gbogbo ilé o. Èyí ni ògbúfọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ìkíni káàbọ̀ olùgbanilámọ̀ràn pàtàkì fún gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó lẹ́ka ètò ọrọ̀ ajé àti ìṣúná Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ọlálékan Hafiz Balógun níbi ìpàdé ìfikùnlukùn lórí ìpalẹ̀mọ́ ètò ìṣúná ẹgbàá ọdún lé mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dọ́gbọ̀n èyí tó ń wáyé lónìí ọjọ́rú ọjọ́ 24 oṣù keje ọdún tí a wà yìí lẹ́kùn Ìkẹjà. Olùgbanilámọ̀ràn pàtàkì fún gómìnà kí gbogbo wa káàbọ̀ ní pàtàkì jùlọ gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọba aláyélúwà tó gún wá sí ìkàlẹ̀, ẹ̀yin lóyè, ẹ̀yin baálẹ̀ ọkọ̀ ìlú, aṣojú ìyálọ́jà àgbà, ẹgbẹ́ oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́, ẹgbẹ́ oníṣòwò, ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀dọ́, ẹgbẹ́ àwọn tó ń kojú ìpèníjà ẹ̀yà ara, ẹ̀yin oníròyìn àti gbogbo ilé lápapọ̀ síbi ìpàdé àpérò gbogbogbò fún ìpalẹ̀mọ́ ètò ìṣúná ẹgbàá ọdún lé mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dọ́gbọ̀n tó ń bọ̀ dẹ̀dẹ̀ yìí, ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹfà irú rẹ̀ tí ìṣàkóso ìjọba gómìnà Babájídé Olúṣọlá Sanwó-Olú ṣàgbékalẹ̀ rẹ̀ tí ẹ̀ka iléeṣẹ́ ọba tó rí sí ètò ọrọ̀ ajé àti ìṣúná nípínlẹ̀ Èkó sì jẹ́ agbátẹrù ètò. Wọ́n ní ètò yìí jẹ́ àlàkalẹ̀ láti fi kàn sí tonílé tẹlẹ́mù láwọn ẹkùn márààrún tí ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó pín sí kí ẹ̀yin alẹ́nulọ́rọ̀ bá lè láǹfààní àti kópa tó jọjú nínú ètò ìṣúná àti láti túbọ̀ fi àyè gba ìjíyìn iṣẹ́ ìríjú oní ọ̀gbangba òkedere ti àjùmọ̀ṣe ti aṣojú rere èyí tí kò lẹ́jà ń bákan nínú tí yóò sì tún jẹ́ ìtẹ́wọ́gbà. Wọ́n ní gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìjọba ìgbáyégbádùn ẹ̀yin ará àti olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó pẹ̀lú ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó fúnra rẹ̀ ló jẹ àwọn ológun tí kò sì lè yingin. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ọlálékan ṣèlérí pé ìjọba yóò tẹpẹlẹ mọ́ àṣeyọrí àti ìkẹsẹ̀járí àwọn iṣẹ́ àkànṣe tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́, àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn àkọ́tún iṣẹ́ àkànṣe tí yóò túbọ̀ mú ìpèsè àwọn ohun amáyédẹrùn gbẹ̀rẹ̀gẹ̀jigẹ̀ láti lé ìṣẹ́wọ̀gbẹ́ àti láti ṣe ìpèsè àǹfààní ọrọ̀ ajé tó lóòrìn fún gbogbo olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Wọ́n tẹ̀síwájú pé ju gbogbo rẹ̀ lọ ìjọba yóò túbọ̀ sa ipá takuntakun láti rí i pé iná ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó kò jó àjórẹ̀yìn nínú gbígbé àṣà àti ìṣelárugẹ ọpọlọ tó pójú owó àti ìfọmọnìyàn ṣe. Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó tó ń kò túkọ̀ ètò ọrọ̀ ajé orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà nìkan, ṣùgbọ́n ó tún ń bomirin agbègbè ìwọ̀ oòrùn adúláwọ̀. Wọ́n tẹ̀síwájú pé èròǹgbà ìjọba ṣì ni pé kí ìjọba tiwantiwa kó tó lè régbò walẹ̀, ìbáṣepọ̀ tó gúnmọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ ráàyè láàrin ìjọba àti àwọn ará ìlú. Èyí ló fojú hàn nínú àsọtọ̀ àjùmọ̀ṣe tí ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó yàn láàyò, tí ó sì jẹ́ atọ́nà fún ètò àpérò gbogbogbò lórí ètò ìṣúná, ṣe kúrò ní ti alábala kan gírogíro tí ó di ti oní ẹkùn ìdìbò mẹ́ta bíi àrò mẹ́ta tí kì í da ọbẹ̀ nù. Èyí tó tún yíra padà báyìí sí ti pín ire láàre láwọn ẹkùn márààrún tí ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó pín sí. Èyí ló wá fàyè gba ẹ̀yà ará ìlú láti kópa nínú ìpalẹ̀mọ́ ètò ìṣúná. Bákan náà ni ó sì tún kàn nípa fún ìjọba láti pèsè àwọn iṣẹ́ àkànṣe tí ẹ fẹnu kò lé lórí. Wọ́n tẹ̀síwájú pé bí ìjọba ṣe ń làkàkà láti mú ìlérí ètò ìjọba alájùmọ̀ṣe rẹ̀ ṣẹ láláì yọ ẹnikẹ́ni sẹ́yìn, yálà nípasẹ̀ ipò àwùjọ, akọ̀ǹbábo tàbí ọjọ́ orí, bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni yóò tún gùn lé àwọn àbá àti ètò ọlọ́kan òjọ̀kan tí yóò jẹ́ ti kárí ilé bí aṣọ oníṣúgà. Ìdí rẹ̀ rèé tí ìjọba ṣe máa ń fi gbogbo ìgbà kàn sí ẹ̀yin ará ìlú kí wọ́n tó gbé ìgbésẹ̀ kankan, ní pàtàkì jùlọ láti fi tó ẹ̀yin alẹ́nu lọ́rọ̀ létí bí ìmúṣiṣẹ́ ètò ìṣúná ìdajì ọdún ṣe lọ sí, bí omi ṣe pọ̀ tó lámù ìjọba fún ìṣúná ọlọ́dọọdún pẹ̀lú àfojúsùn àwọn kọ́kọ́rọ́ ètò ọrọ̀ ajé bíi ọ̀wọ́n gógó ọjà lábẹ́lé àti lágbègbè àti lágbàáyé. Ní pàtàkì jùlọ, àpérò yìí ṣílẹ̀kùn àǹfààní láti fojú rinjú fikùnlukùn pẹ̀lú ẹ̀yin ará ìlú fún ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àti láti jẹ́ kí àwọn ohun tí ẹ fẹ́ jẹyọ nínú ètò ìṣúná gẹ́gẹ́ bí ipá ìjọba bá ṣe ká wọn sí. Wọ́n tẹ̀síwájú pé gbogbo ẹ̀yin làmìlaka tí ẹ bá wa péjú síbi àpérò ojútáyé yìí la pè, bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀yin aláyélúwà ọba aládé wa gbogbo, ẹ̀yin baálẹ̀ ọkọ̀ ìlú, ẹ̀yin adarí agbègbè, ẹ̀yin olórí ẹ̀sìn, ẹgbẹ́ àdáni, oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́, oníṣòwò, ẹgbẹ́ tí kò rọ̀gbọ̀kú lé ìjọba, ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀dọ́, ẹgbẹ́ àwọn tó ní ìpèníjà ẹ̀yà ara àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, láti ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn fún ìjọba bí ìgbà ẹkẹ́ ti ń fọwọ́ ti ilé tí ìgbà aláàmú sì ń fọwọ́ ti ògiri. Wọ́n tún ṣe àfọ̀mọ́ pé àtúnṣe yóò bá ìlànà ètò gbígba owó orí àti àwọn owó abẹ́lé mìíràn sápò ìjọba lọ́dọọdún kí ìjọba lè túbọ̀ fakọyọ nínú ojúṣe rẹ̀ sí àwa ará ìlú. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Alẹ́lẹ́kan kò ṣàì rọ́kó wá láti máa ṣe àwọn ojúṣe wa sí ìjọba, ní pàtàkì jùlọ láti máa san owó orí wa déédéé. Bákan náà ni wọ́n tún rọ̀ wá láti máa bọ̀wọ̀ fún àwọn òfin ìrìnnà ọkọ̀, àlàáfíà àti ìbádọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ àyíká wa, nítorí ojú ni alákàn fi ń ṣọ́rí àti pé tí ojú tìyẹ ni àparò fi ń ríran. Nítorí ìdí èyí, wọ́n ní ká má ṣe fi ọwọ́ yẹpẹrẹ mú ètò ààbò wa. Wọ́n ní ẹkùn kọ̀ọ̀kan ní ìrètí wà pé wọn yóò fi àwọn ètò àti iṣẹ́ àkànṣe tí ó jẹ wọ́n lógún jùlọ ṣọwọ́ sí ìjọba fún ìgbáyégbádùn àwọn olùgbé ẹkùn wọn. Lákòótán, olùgbanilámọ̀ràn pàtàkì gómìnà kí gbogbo wa káàbọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí síbi ìpàdé àpérò pàtàkì yìí lórúkọ kọmíṣánná, adelé akọ̀wé àgbà àti gbogbo àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ lẹ́ka iléeṣẹ́ ọba tó ń rí sí ètò ọrọ̀ ajé àti ti ìṣúná nípínlẹ̀ Èkó pé a kú àpérò. Ẹ ṣeun, a dúpẹ́ pé ẹ jẹ́ ìpè wa. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àjùmọ̀ṣe ni.
Ẹ ṣé gan púpọ̀ ní ma. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣe jẹ́ ká ṣá wọn ní àtẹ́wọ́ tó dáa. Join me once again as I recognize the Alayelua Oba Sikirulai Olamide Akpena Williams, Oba of Odiolo Kabiyesi. And yet still, we're still in the year 2025 budget consultative forum, and is the Ikeja division. As we invite the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget, Mr. Okpe George, for his presentation. Please, let's put our hands together for the Honorable Commissioner. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Please let me stand on existing protocols, but please let me just quickly also especially welcome our royal fathers here, the Oba of Aguda Ogba, Onitire of Itire, Oba of Odiolowo, Alage of Orile Agege, Ulu of Agege, Bale of Alagba, also the Iyaloja General of Nigeria, Chief Madam Folashade Tinubu, who is represented by Mrs. Abisola Aziz, the Chairman of local government here, Local Government Council, CDC Chairman of Lagos State, Alhaji Hamzat Aziz, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So, welcome to our consultative forum. Oh, okay, thank you. Oba Ikeja, welcome, sir. Good morning again, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our consultative forum for the Ikeja division. So what we'll quickly do is for us to quickly just take you through a quick presentation. The aim of this is to sort of update you as to where we are in our cycle, our budget cycle, and to plan for our 2025 budget. So it's to also hear from you and take your feedback and be able to take it back and incorporate it into what it is we want to do for the 2025 budget session. So it's for you, it's your session, so we hope we can be as interactive as possible. So the presentation is basically broken into six areas. We'll do an introduction, we'll give you some economic highlights, we'll talk through our Lagos State strategy, we'll give you a status report, we'll go through some projects as well that we've gone through in 2024. Okay. So this is just a quick introduction to the presentation. The whole idea, as I said, is to bring governance closer to the citizens of Lagos as part of an all-inclusive process, which is what these consultative forums are all about. Aims and objectives of the forum is for us to be able to update you, the stakeholders, on our performance so far for the year 2024, and inform you about our plans for the rest of 2024 and also focus areas for 2025, and also obtain your input and suggestions on our 2025 budget process. And overall, as I said earlier, it's a participation for you to participate in the budget process for 2025 and to also hear what it is you would like to see in your budget. So this is just a bit about our Lagos, our vision and our mission. And a bit about Lagos. So Lagos remains the largest city in Africa. We have a population estimated at well over 29 million people. Our city is characterized by very high economic growth. Interestingly, we're ranked as the leading startup ecosystem in Africa, having increased by about 12 spots in the Global Economic Ecosystem Index. We boast huge notable unicorns such as OPay, Flutterwave, and host Pan-African e-commerce giant Jumia Group. Furthermore, the state has more than 500 startups, as I said, accounting for over 73% of our national startups. And we're ranked first in Africa's consumer goods industry. It's also the only African city among the top 70 startup in the ecosystem. As a state, we remain resilient with a high reliance on our IGR, which constitutes about 76% of our total revenue, and it accounts for more than 18% of our national GDP. Given our infrastructural-driven orientation, 23% of our budget is allocated to infrastructural renewal and development to accommodate our growing population. Moreover, as a state, we've introduced several initiatives and projects to promote standard of living amongst our people, improve energy supply, and also expand our infrastructural drive, and also food security is very important to us and the ease of doing business. So quickly just looking back at our journey so far, if we start from 2022, our budget was tagged the budget of consolidation, and it focused on several key areas. So we looked at the expansion of our infrastructural development. We looked at projects such as the Lekki-Ekpe Road, the Okwebi Link Bridge, Mende Link Bridge. We looked at increasing our purchase of fire equipment, and also the building of the Massey Street Children's Hospital, which is ongoing. We also didn't leave behind things like our human capital development. We paid a lot of attention to that. Social intervention was very key for us. Initiatives in our educational sector, wealth creation, our employment trust fund programs as well. And we also paid attention to our sustainable development goals. As I spoke about earlier, we know food security is something that's been very important, so we looked at enhancing support for our farmers and creating food banks. We looked at promotion of technology and security as well, and enhancing our intelligence gathering capabilities. A lot of focus was also given to community projects and our youth development. Going forward and building on the successes of our 2022 budget, our 2023 budget was designed to continuously build on it and was tagged the budget of continuity. And the highlights of this 2023 budget were including but not limited to areas like, again, food security, where we looked to promote food security. We looked at enhancing our emergency operation procedures, our equipment. We looked at strengthening our response measures, as I said, against food security. Affordable housing was key, expanding our social intervention and humanitarian programs, continuous improvement in our health and technology sectors, and also we looked at the completion of the blue line and the continued work on the red line. Our current budget, 2024 budget, emphasizes several key areas as well. You know, the continuous development and upgrade of our infrastructure, maintenance of our infrastructure as well, and support and growth of development. Employment was key, creation of employment. Our food security again was looked at, enhancing our food security capabilities, providing support to less privileged people, equal opportunities. This also adds to our Themes Plus agenda, where the plus was added to it and no one is left behind. We looked at ensuring that we also, youth engagement was very key, people living with disabilities, and just ensuring that everybody within our society could be catered for and could be brought into the system. So, additionally, this year's budget will ensure that we can continuously deliver on things like our social inclusion. Our gender equality is very key and very important, as I mentioned. Also, affordable housing and education and healthcare, very, very important to us. Ensuring that we have adequate jobs and strategic investment in creating those jobs are very key. And our revenue collection strategies and making sure we can implement these strategies to continuously improve our revenue generation. So the next slide just talks more around the macroeconomics of where we are. So some of the economic highlights we have show that, we have a large economy. We have an economic size of close to 43 trillion naira in 2023. And that showed a very impressive growth rate of about 6.5%. We've had improvements in our FAC allocation from about 38.55 billion in March 2024 to about 42.3 billion by April 2024. So we had also provision of affordable access to loans through our LSETF loan program at interest rates of 9% and less. We've had improvements in our capital importation with close to 2.8 billion being received in the first quarter of 2024, accounting for about over 82% of Nigeria's total capital importation. We've also managed to enhance our water transportation. We have an Omi-Eko project which we're looking at, which will greatly transform and enhance our water transportation and ferry services within the state. We had inflation, our inflation, which stood at about 37% as at May 2024. So the next slide also just talks more on some more indicators. We've seen that our informal sector has grown, and contribution from tax from that sector as well. We've also done a lot of construction of several drainages and drain collectors. We've organized quite a few interactive sessions to prevent the spread of cholera. So over the last couple of months, we've managed to arrest the cholera epidemic and spread, and also a lot more sensitization as to that. A lot of what we do and what we've done have been built on the Lagos State Economic Plan, our LSDP, Development Plan 2022 to 2052. We're currently now within phase 2 of this plan, and these objectives encompass establishment of a robust economic and investment foundation. We have visual, in total, about 447 initiatives are tied to this, of which we've further broken it down to about 287 initiatives. And the main aim of these initiatives are to ensure that we have a thriving economy, we have a very human-centric city, we're able to provide modern infrastructure for our citizens, and also we have to make sure governance is effective and can be accessible to the people. So I think for us, the next couple of slides we'll look at also us being able to speak to some of the projects that you've looked for in the division. So, the slides. Okay, this is. Okay. So we've had from rehabilitation of quite a few. Okay, so cash. From past consultative forums, some of the things that have come out of the forums, we've had discussions with our citizens were issues like wanting to have things like cash grants and release for businesses. Over the last couple of months for this year, we've ensured that close to over 400 beneficiaries have received support from micro enterprises to various loans, and various startups have received support. We've invested heavily in ensuring social protection has been key, so our own JECO was quite successful. A lot of food banks have been put in place. We've also looked at the fact that we could support our citizens, the 25% transport rebates across all the transportation systems, the rail, also the ferry services, and our bus services as well, which were implemented. We've also tried to ensure that we can ramp up our support for people living with disabilities. A lot of awareness has been carried out on that, and also giving them access to be able to use facilities. As I said, provision of grants and allowances to people living with disabilities have also been a priority for us. Next slide, please. So also, if we go specifically to some more requests, the rehabilitation of the Area G Road, which was done by Ogba area. So Office of Drainage has constructed some culverts around that area. Construction of the bridge that links Obawole to Aruna. We know a lot of subsoil investigation has been carried out in that area, and work is ongoing on that as well. The rehabilitation of the Aino Ajobo Road as well. A lot of construction has been looked at in areas that have been mentioned. Construction of the Home Science Road also was something that was mentioned from one of the last forums. Some rehabilitations of roads and drainages around the Modupeola Street, the Old Ikeja Road, and other areas of this division, and the construction of the Shashebon Street in Ikeja as well, which has been completed. I think also the Okwebi Mende Link Bridge, we're close to 85% completion on that as well. So that is also ongoing. We've looked at other projects, the rail lines. The blue line is online now. The blue line is currently carrying close to 10,000 Lagosians, Nigerians daily. We have close to 4 million Lagosians that have the Cowrie card that can go and tap on our various transportation systems, the ferries, the rail, the last mile buses. The red line as well now is currently on stream, and I believe testing is starting towards the end of this month for the red line. And that would also come into operation fairly shortly, hopefully before the end of this year. So a lot of these things are things that come out of various consultative forums we have that we go back and try and put into our budget and try and ensure that we can deliver on these projects. So these are just some of the projects. I spoke about the Okwebi-Mende Link Bridge, which is close to 85% completion. These are some of the pictures of the construction work there. Construction of Shashemon Street in Ikeja. So these are some of the pictures as well to show you what's been going on. Again, some more streets being constructed in an upgrading of some infrastructure, rehabilitation of Oduduwa Way and Oduduwa Crescent in Ikeja as well. So also we've done a lot of maintenance on the Idumo Ejigbo Road, so these are some pictures as well to show that. Lawa Street in Alimosho, I believe as well. The ongoing reconstruction of the pedestrian bridge in Alakpere, that's ongoing as well. And quite a few maintenance works being done in various streets in Shomolu, Adun Street as well. We've also progressed on the leather hub in Matori, in Mushin as well. That's going well. So that as well is at close to 80% completion. And we hope to be able to ramp that up this year and push that quickly. So these are some pictures of the leather hub in Matori, which would also help in employment, and also multiplier effect in the economy would be quite important. We have construction work still ongoing at General Hospital in Bagada. We have some pictures of that as well. And some classrooms as well in Alimosho being built and upgraded. We talked about the food markets and the food banks. So we're currently constructing one of the biggest food and logistics hubs in Ketu Ejiri, but then also we're also establishing 5 middle markets all across the various Ibile divisions. There's one in Idioro in Mushi, which is here as well. So this would also help in being able to sort of have central points from where we can come from the food and logistics hub. We have them in various mini markets and mini hubs, so the food can get closer to the people. So these are just some more pictures of it. And this is the prototype of the Agege food hub, which is also coming up. The food and logistics hub we spoke about is at over 70% completion now. I think we have some pictures of that as well. This is the prototype, but we have some pictures of the ongoing work at the food and logistics hub. So this is it. We also talked about our progress in healthcare. So we're currently still building the Massey Street Children's Hospital, which would be the largest pediatric hospital in West Africa. So that's ongoing as well. Construction is ongoing. You can see the construction, the progress there as well of what we've done. Again, some more pictures on the progress with our building of the Massey Street Hospital. So that's ongoing as well. We had interventions, a lot of interventions. So for instance, in our Trader Money initiative, which Mr. Governor launched this year. So we have some initiatives on that as well. Also, in terms of our pensions, Mr. Governor recently just cleared the backlog of all the pensions in Lagos State. So at this point in time, there's no pensioner in Lagos is being owed. So we recently cleared a backlog of close to about 4 billion naira of pension payments. So I believe we're the only state in Nigeria now that's up to date with our pension payments. In terms of youth, development and empowerment as well, as I said, to Teams Plus agenda is something that the Plus ensures that no one is left behind. That also speaks to the fact that over the last couple of days or weeks, Mr. Governor also announced the upgrading of the NYSC camp, as well, to rebuild that as well. So that also shows the fact that there's a lot of youth involvement and youth inclusiveness in the government, and no one is being left behind. So again, various skill acquisition programs and upgrading. So these are just some pictures of graduation ceremony of over 700 graduates in the state at various skill acquisition centers. The Onja Eco, which we spoke about, so some pictures of the Onja Eco initiative and the success of this initiative. The Agric Scholars Program as well is something that was started, and we're continuously upgrading and trying to sort of upskill our farmers. Over the last couple of months, the state has gone into a partnership with the Niger State government, where Niger State having the largest arable land in Nigeria, and also Lagos State having the markets and having the largest market for consumption in Nigeria. So we can ensure that each state uses their comparative advantage, where we have the goods coming from up north, from Niger, and we have the ready markets here. And one of the things the food and logistics hubs will do and the middle markets will do for us is that we can reduce our wastage and have areas where we can store the food properly. So again, these are just some pictures and initiatives of all the interventions in the agric sector. The agro-mechanization project as well. The butchers, Lagos State Butcher Academy, where we've also invested in trying to sort of upskill our farmers and our butchery. We spoke about the clearance of the pensions and the backlog, so these are just some of the pictures of when that was done. People living with disabilities, as I said, very, very important. The Themes Plus agenda, where no one is left behind. So again, these are just some pictures and some visuals of that. Some more in terms of grants and support for people living with disabilities. We know we live in a bustling city like Lagos, so obviously, we are close to, we have a huge population, so traffic management is very key. We've upgraded our capabilities in last mile command and control center and ensure that we can make sure there's a better ease of flow of traffic within the state. So I think for us, it's, as I mentioned earlier, these sessions are not, this is just a small presentation of what has happened, what has been going on, but the key for us is that for us to be able to go into our new budget, 2025 budget, we want to be able to sort of speak to you, hear from you, and also be able to sort of address issues that we've not been able to sort of complete from the last consultative forums, and give you information as to why that is, and then the ones we have will let you know. And if there are new initiatives you would like to see going forward in our 2025 budget, please, I think this is the opportunity for us to be able to have an interactive session and be able to hear back from you. So just to say thank you very much, and then hopefully we can have an interactive session and address a lot of your concerns. Thank you.
Once again, let's put our hands together for the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget, Mr. Okwe George. Before I invite Arabin Bodede, please permit me to also recognize Alayelua Oba Jimo Ahmed Orelupe Oba of Egbeda Kabiesio. And also in our midst this morning, we have Comrade Akisoya LA, Chairman LG Ikotun LCDA. You're welcome, sir. And once again, join me as I invite Arabere Bodede to interpret all what the Commissioner has said in Yoruba language.
Mo kí gbogbo lẹ́lẹ́kan sí. Èyí ni ìgékúrú àti ògbúfọ̀ àgbékalẹ̀ kọmíṣánná lẹ́ka iléeṣẹ́ ọba tó rí sí ètò ọrọ̀ ajé àti ìṣúná nípínlẹ̀ Èkó, Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ọpẹ́ George, níbi ìpàdé àpérò gbogbogbò èyí tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ lónìí ọjọ́rú ọjọ́ 24 oṣù keje 2024 lẹ́kùn Ìkẹjà. Ṣáájú, kọmíṣánná kí gbogbo wa káàbọ̀ síbi àpérò yìí bí wọ́n ti ṣe kí wa ṣáájú. Ní pàtàkì jùlọ, wọ́n bu ọlá fún gbogbo àwọn ọba aláyélúwà tó wà ní ìkàlẹ̀. Wọ́n tẹ̀síwájú pé ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe rẹ̀ tún ti gùnlé ìpalẹ̀mọ́ ètò ìṣúná ọlọ́dọọdún ti 2025 pẹ̀lú èròǹgbà láti ṣàgbékalẹ̀ ètò ìṣúná tó múnádóko. Wọ́n ṣàlàyé pé látàrí àti gbé ètò ìṣàkóso ìjọba súnmọ́ àwọn ará ìlú àti láti ṣe ìmúṣẹ ìpinnu ìṣàkóso alájùmọ̀ṣe ti gómìnà Sanwó-Olú tí kì í kó iyán ará ìlú kéré, níjọba tún ṣe fọn rere àgbékalẹ̀ ètò ìkópa tó jọjú láti ọ̀dọ̀ tonílé tẹlẹ́mù jákèjádò àwọn ẹkùn márààrún tí ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó pín sí. Lẹ́yìn èyí, kọmíṣánná yànnàná àwọn ipò aṣíwájú ọlọ́kan òjọ̀kan tí ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ti pegedé fi gbọ̀rọ̀ jẹ̀ka nílẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ àti ní gbogbo àgbáyé lápapọ̀ nípa ètò ọrọ̀ ajé rẹ̀ tó rú gọ́gọ́ tó sì tún ní kìmí. Wọn kò ṣàìfi ọdún yandún nípa ṣíṣe ìgbéléwọ̀n àwọn ètò ìṣúná ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó láti ẹgbàá ọdún ó lé méjìlélógún sí ẹgbàá ọdún ó lé mẹ́rìnlélógún tí a wà yìí. Àbájáde yìí tí ó fi hàn gbangba pé òkè òkè ní ẹyẹ ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ti ń fọhùn nípa ṣíṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ètò ọrọ̀ ajé tó kún àkúnyawọ́, ìpèsè oúnjẹ lọ́pọ̀ yanturu, ìpèsè iṣẹ́, títẹ̀síwájú nínú ìpèsè àwọn ohun amáyédẹrùn ìgbàlódé ní pàtàkì jùlọ lẹ́ka ìrìnnà, ètò ìrónilágbára àwọn ọ̀dọ́, ìpèsè ètò ẹ̀kọ́ àti ètò ìlera ìgbàlódé tó tẹ̀wọ̀n lówó tí kò gani lára, pípèsè àǹfààní ìfẹ̀gbẹ́kẹ̀gbẹ́ láàrin takọtabo àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òpó atọ́nà ìdàgbàsókè aláfikún èyí tí ìṣàkóso ìjọba tó wà lórí àlééfà báyìí yàn láàyò láti fi ṣe ọ̀pákùtẹ̀lẹ̀ àwọn ètò ìlọsíwájú rẹ̀. Ṣé ẹ̀yin àgbábọ̀ ẹni àkìímọ̀ ọgúnmọ̀ tẹ̀ kíyún ewùrà má lẹ́mọ tó ṣe bí òwe ẹ̀yin àgbà. Bí ó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé àwọn kùdìẹ̀kudiẹ kọ̀ọ̀kan dúnkokò mọ́ ètò ọrọ̀ ajé látàrí ìyọkúrò owó ìrànwọ́ epo bẹntiró, ọ̀wọ́n gógó ọjà, ìfìdírẹmi owó náírà àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, síbẹ̀ nínú gbogbo ọ̀fìn àti ọ̀la yìí ni ọmọ pàǹdọ̀rọ̀ ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó túbọ̀ ń ṣe ara bọ̀rọ̀bọ̀rọ̀ nípa àtìlẹyìn àti ìfaradà yín. Kọmíṣánná tún ṣíṣọ lójú eégún àwọn ojúṣe ribiribi tó sì ń tawọ́ tasẹ̀ níkùn ìjọba láti fi túbọ̀ mú ìdàgbàsókè tó lóòrìn bá ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó nínú ètò ìṣúná ọdún yìí nítorí ó kù níbọn ró. Díẹ̀ lára àwọn ojúṣe wọ̀nyí ni fífi àyè gba ìṣàkóso gbogbogbò pẹ̀lú ìfẹ̀gbẹ́kẹ̀gbẹ́ takọtabo àti ìrólágbára àwọn ọ̀dọ́, ìpèsè àwọn ohun amáyédẹrùn ìgbàlódé tó bá ìgbà mu nípínlẹ̀ Èkó, ìpèsè ètò ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìgbàlódé tí owó rẹ̀ kò fani lápòyà, ètò ìlera tó fini lọ́kàn balẹ̀ àti àwọn ojúṣe àwùjọ yòókù, pípèsè àǹfààní ètò ọrọ̀ ajé tí yóò túbọ̀ fìdí ìdàgbàsókè ìgbàlódé múlẹ̀, fífún àwa olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó láǹfààní ìrànwọ́ ìdàgbàsókè, mímú àyípadà ọ̀tun àti ti ìrọ̀rùn bá ìlànà gbígba owó wọlé sápò ìjọba àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ṣé àríṣe laríkà? Èyí ló mú kí kọmíṣánná tún yànnàná àwọn ojúṣe ìjọba tó sì dúró digbí nínú ètò ìṣúná ọdún yìí. Díẹ̀ lára wọn ni ìpèsè owó ìrànwọ́ fún àwọn oníṣòwò, ìpèsè àwọn ohun èlò léṣẹ́wọ̀gbẹ́ fún àwọn ìdílé tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó fún, fífajúro sí ìdẹ́yẹsí àwọn tó ń kojú ìpèníjà ẹ̀yà ara nínú ọkọ̀ akérò àti ti aládàáni, ìpèsè owó ìrànwọ́ ìdókòwò fún àwọn tó ń kojú ìpèníjà ẹ̀yà ara, àtúnṣe àwọn òpópónà bíi òpópónà Ìdímù sí Èjìgbò ládùúgbò Lawal lágbègbè Àlímọ̀ṣọ́, òpópónà àgọ́ ọlọ́pàá eré ají ní orí ajé lágbègbè Ọgbà, òpópónà Àìná Àjọbọ, òpópónà Ọdún Ayọ̀ tó forísọ òpópónà Tìmì Àgbàlé, òpópónà Home Science tó forísọ òpópónà Akíndé, àtúnṣe àwọn òpópónà àti àwọn kòtò ìdóminù láwọn àdúgbò bíi Modúpẹ́ọlá lópòpónà Ìpájà àtijọ́, Ọlọ́nàdé ní ìkọjá àdúgbò Rájí Ọba, Álímì Bánirẹ́ ní ìkọjá Àdàbà, Ẹ̀lábọ̀ ní ìkọjá Fọlárìn ní Ìlúfẹ́mi, àtúnṣe àdúgbò Ṣàṣẹ̀gbọ́n ní Ìkẹjà, àtúnṣe àdúgbò Ṣóbọ̀ Aróbíodù tó sì ń tẹ̀síwájú àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Bákan náà ni kọmíṣánná tún ṣíṣọ lójú eégún àwọn iṣẹ́ àkànṣe tó la tìbútòrò ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àti ti ẹkùn Ìkẹjà já. Lára wọn ni ìpèsè ọkọ̀ ojú irin ìgbàlódé aláwọ̀ pupa, kíkọ́ afárá alásopọ̀ òpópónà lágbègbè Ọ̀pẹ́bí sí Mèǹde tó sì ń tẹ̀síwájú, kíkọ́ àdúgbò Ṣàṣẹ̀gbọ́n ní ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Ìkẹjà, àtúnkọ́ àti ìsọdọ̀tun àdúgbò Ṣóbọ̀ Aróbíodù, àtúnṣe òpópónà àti àdúgbò Odùduwà ní Ìkẹjà, iṣẹ́ àtúnṣe lópòpónà Ìdímù sí Èjìgbò lágbègbè Àlímọ̀ṣọ́, àtúnṣe àdúgbò Lawal ní ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Àlímọ̀ṣọ́, àtúnkọ́ afárá ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ tó ń tẹ̀síwájú lágbègbè Alápẹ̀rẹ̀, àtúnṣe àdúgbò Ìgbẹ̀yàndùn ní ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Ṣómólú, kíkọ́ ilé iṣẹ́ ìṣọ̀nà aláwọ̀ ìgbàlódé ní Màtòrì lágbègbè Mushin, kíkọ́ ilégbèé lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ fún àwọn dókítà ní ilé ìwòsàn gbogbogbò tìjọba tó wà ní Gbàgádà tó sì ń tẹ̀síwájú, àtúnṣe àti kíkọ́ àwọn yàrá ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìgbàlódé láwọn ilé ìwé ìjọba níjọba ìbílẹ̀ Àlímọ̀ṣọ́, ìpèsè oríkò oúnjẹ ìgbàlódé lágbègbè Ìdí-Òro ní Mushin, àtúnkọ́ ilé ìwòsàn àwọn ọmọdé ti Mercy lérékùṣù Èkó tó sì ń tẹ̀síwájú, ìfilọ́lẹ̀ owó ìrànwọ́ ìdókòwò fún àwọn oníṣòwò, ayẹyẹ ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ lọ́kan òjọ̀kan tí iye wọn tó 700 jákèjádò ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, àgbékalẹ̀ ọjà oúnjẹ Èkó lówó tó rọjú, pínpín àwọn ohun èlò ìrànwọ́ oúnjẹ lábẹ́ ètò oúnjẹ Èkó, ètò ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ ìgbàlódé tí kò lanilóògùn, ètò ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àti ìrólágbára àwọn àgbẹ̀ ọlọ́gbìn ìrẹsì, ètò ọ̀gbìn ìgbàlódé pẹ̀lú àwọn ẹ̀rọ katakata amúṣẹ́yá, àgbékalẹ̀ ilé ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìgbàlódé ẹran pípa, sísan àjẹsílẹ̀ owó ìfẹ̀yìntì tí iye rẹ̀ tó bílíọ̀nù 4.5 ó dín díẹ̀ náírà fún àwọn 2,000 òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì, ìrólágbára àwọn obìnrin tó ń kojú ìpèníjà ẹ̀yà ara jákèjádò ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó pẹ̀lú owó ìrànwọ́ àti àwọn ohun èlò ìmúṣiṣẹ́, ìpèsè yàrá agbára ìgbàlódé fún àwọn ẹ̀ṣọ́ tó ń darí ìgbòkègbodò ọkọ̀ lójú pópó nípínlẹ̀ Èkó tí a mọ̀ sí LASTMA àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Púpọ̀ nínú àwọn iṣẹ́ àkànṣe wọ̀nyí ni a ti ń ṣe àfihàn wọn lórí ẹ̀rọ amóhùnmáwòrán tó wà níwájú wa. Lákòótán, wọ́n tún rán wa létí pé ìṣàkóso ìjọba tó wà lórí àlééfà báyìí jẹ́ ti àjùmọ̀ṣe àti ti gbogbogbò. Látàrí àti fìdí àjùmọ̀ṣe ìṣàkóso ìjọba náà múlẹ̀ ni ìjọba ṣe àfikún àwọn òpó atọ́nà ìmúṣiṣẹ́ ìdàgbàsókè rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìpèsè àǹfààní ìfẹ̀gbẹ́kẹ̀gbẹ́ takọtabo, kíkó ará ìlú mọ́ra àti ṣíṣe àmúlò àwọn ọ̀dọ́. Kí àwọn òpó atọ́nà wọ̀nyí tó lè kẹsẹ̀ járí, ètò ìpawówọlé sápò ìjọba lábẹ́lé nílò àmójútó láti dẹ́kun ìná àpà àti ìdánilágara. Wọ́n ní ìjọba náà mọ̀ pé awọ kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ ka ojúlù lásìkò tí a wà yìí látàrí ìyọkúrò owó ìrànwọ́ epo bẹntiró, ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ṣèlérí pé ìjọba ti pinnu láti má ṣe dá àwa ará ìlú dá bùkátà wa. Ìdí nìyí tí ìjọba fi gbé àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ amáyédẹrùn lẹ́ka ètò ọ̀gbìn fún ìpèsè oúnjẹ, ètò ìrìnnà àti ètò ìlera. Wọ́n wá rọ̀ kó wá láti fi èròǹgbà wa lórí ètò ìṣúná àti ohun tí ó jẹ wá lógún fún ọdún tó ń bọ̀ ṣọwọ́ sí ìjọba fún ìmúṣiṣẹ́ rẹ̀. Ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀, a kú àpérò ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, àjùmọ̀ṣe gbogbo wa ni.
Ẹ ṣé gan-an ni púpọ̀ púpọ̀. Permit me to recognize again Comrade Akisanya Lasisi, Chairman Igondo Ikotun LCDA. You're welcome, sir. Please let's put our hands together. Thank you very much. And join me as I also invite Mr. Oseni Okwi Bashir Temitayo, Director, Lagos Bureau of Statistics, as they come forward for an overview of what has been happening.
Thank you. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Commissioner Sir and the SA, our Babawa, Kabiesi, Loba, His Royal Majesties. Before this stage we need to understand the process. Before we break into syndicate groups, into the Teams Plus agenda, which is the development agenda of the present administration, we need to have the inputs of the people, particularly Ikeja division, under the year 2025 budget consultative forum. The need for this is to collect information, the needs, the projects, the programs, down to the community, the local government, the wards, and the streets that are germane, from those communities. And in doing this, we need to collect them according to the Teams Plus agenda, as we are aware that the Teams Plus agenda, amongst them, we have social inclusion, gender equality, and the youth. As this present administration believes in inclusive governance, and part of it is also security and governance. We have making Lagos a 21st century economy. We have health and environment. We also have entertainment and tourism, traffic management and transportation, and lastly, education and technology. nǹkan tí à ń sọ níbí báyìí ni wípé àwọn èèyàn máa kóra jọ ní ìletò bí a ṣe ṣe àwọn nǹkan méje tí mo dárúkọ yìí. Tí àwọn èèyàn bá kóra jọ, àwọn tó máa ṣe àkárí ìletò nǹkankan kò kárí ẹ̀, wọ́n ti wà níkàlẹ̀. Àwọn kábíyèsí wa aláyélúwà níkàlẹ̀ tí wọ́n wà, àwọn èèyàn àwọn tó máa wá bá wọn níkàlẹ̀ tó máa sọ nǹkan tí ó ń dùn wọ́n lọ́kàn tó fẹ́ yẹ kí ìjọba ṣe fún wọn ní agbègbè wọn tí wọ́n ti ń tòlú, tí wọ́n ti ń ṣe ọkọ̀ ìlú pẹ̀lú àwọn baálẹ̀ ọkọ̀ ìlú ní gbogbo agbègbè wọn. Wọ́n máa wá bá wọn, wọ́n máa sọ ohun tí wọ́n fẹ́ yẹ kí ìjọba ṣe fún wọn. But to the people, according to these 7 pillars, we break into syndicate groups. We will inform you when to break into syndicate groups. Your areas of interest where you want government to carry out intervention, you need to mention them. Give description. In case you have more than 1 pillar or 2 or 3, you can put them in writing to send it to the coordinator of that pillar. They will be recognized. At the end of the day, the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget, which is an agency of government, will collect all these inputs and send them to the appropriate agencies, ministries, and departments of government to be considered as part of the projects and programs for the year 2025 budget. So in doing this, the Honorable Commissioner will like to give further information, please. But after that,
Okay, yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Oseniope. Good morning once more. Ayin bàbá wa kábíyèsí ẹ kú jókòó, mo kí yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí Mojuba, ẹ ṣé púpọ̀ gan tẹ́ fi jí jókòó yín yẹ wá sí. Before we go into syndicate session groups like Mr. Oseniope mentioned, I think we should give our kábíyèsís the opportunity, if they want to say 1 or 2 things to us in terms of comments or questions or inputs. I think we should first of all give them that opportunity. And then when we hear from them, after we've taken that into our notes, we can then go into the groups. Thank you so much. Ikeja.
Questions? Please permit me to also recognize Alayelua Oba Shegun Ajasa, Oba of Onigbongo, Kábíyèsí.
Ẹ máa kásán gbogbo ẹ̀yin elétò. A dúpẹ́ pé ẹ máa ń pe ìjókòó àpérò yìí. But nǹkan tó máa ń jẹ́ ìyàlẹ́nu ni pé tá máa sọ náà tó máa tún di ọdún tó ń bọ̀, a tún repeat ẹ̀. Most impact yẹn náà ẹ̀ ń bá wa ṣe ẹ̀ mójútó. Kò ẹ má yẹ kó di pé ẹ máa pè wá ńjọ́ mi tá máa pé kí ló fẹ́ sọ. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jókòó wá kí ẹ̀wẹ̀sì ọkàn kó máa bá wa. For example, ní Ikeja ẹ ṣètò ẹ ṣe o bọ̀ kò tó. Tí election máa dé ẹ pè wá, a dá yín lóhùn, a bá yín mobilize àwọn ìbọ̀tà. Tẹ́ máa fẹ́ ṣe project ẹ gba Ìgbẹ́jú Lẹ́kì lọ, ẹ lọ ṣe títì, ẹ lọ wí títì tó ń ṣe Ìgbẹ́jú Lẹ́kì, kẹ́ compare sí Ikeja, kò tó kọ̀ọ̀kan. Ẹ jọ ẹ máa fi wá sọ́kàn, ẹ tẹ́ máa sọ ẹni Mushin Onígbò kí mélòó ni Ìgbẹ́jú Lẹ́kì ń fún yín. Àwọn elédè wa lọ́hùn ló pọ̀, tó máa ya á gbé kíní kan àwọn òdìbò fún yín, àwọn òjì kíní kan pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ náà ẹ máa padà lọ ṣiṣẹ́ ń bẹ̀ o. For example, di olówó tèmi ti wá mi èrò bí skill education kan wà níbẹ̀ tí àwọn ọ̀dọ́ lè máa benefit, ẹ bá a mójútó. Ẹ wo ọjà tẹ́kọ́ síbẹ̀, orí ilẹ̀ mi lẹ́kọ́ sí ọ̀bù, kò sí ọmọ ìlú kan tó ń benefit ń bẹ̀, gbogbo àwọn tó ń ṣe ń bẹ̀ ìtàlẹ̀ tí kò wọ́n wá. Gbàtọ́ gbedé gbogbo àánú wá ń dùn pé ọgbìn nǹkan báyìí wá gbìn kan. Even wọn àwọn ọlọ́jà tó tajà ń bẹ̀ kò ń ṣe àwọn ọlọ́jà inú ìlú yẹn, wọ́n ń kó wọn wá ni. Ẹ wo títì tó wà níwájú ẹ̀, Ayégemútọ̀ road. Níjọ́ tí gómìnà ń bọ̀ wá ṣe, mo bí pé tí wọ́n ń bọ̀ láti Marina, ó yẹ kó wá láti Mọ́ṣáláṣí bus stop kọ́ wọnú ọ̀bùn, ọlọ́gbé gómìnà gba Ìkòròdú road ọ̀tọ̀n, wọ́n ṣe wá gba other side tó dáa lọ́gbé gómìnà wọ̀. Títì yẹn dì sí ìtẹ́mádébẹ̀ sí àìmọ́ mọ́tò tó ń kú síbẹ̀ nídìí òru, ọ̀bá ṣe kankan sí. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá a mójútó. Ẹ ń sọ housing estate, àwọn tẹ́ ń kọ́ àwọn olóhùn benefit ń bẹ̀. Ẹ kọ̀kan sínú ọ̀dọ̀ mi náà nílùú Péjú, ẹ lọ wò àwọn tó tẹ̀ benefit bẹ̀ wọ́n tẹ̀ ń ṣe aráàlú, àwọn olówó ara yín kankan lẹ́ ń ta fún. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká máa benefit ń bẹ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ẹ má yẹ kó tún di next year ká tún repeat ẹ̀ ń bí báyìí. Mi mọ̀ pé nǹkan pọ̀ tó wà níwájú yín, but ẹ máa tàn án náà díẹ̀ káà náà inú wa lè máa dùn. Ẹ wo ẹni ẹ ṣe oúnjẹ Èkó, ìgbà tẹ́ máa pa àwọn ọba ẹni kọ́ wá kó 125 fún ọba, ìgbà tó kó dé mo pé báwo mo ṣe fẹ́ kún kìíní 125 ṣó tó street kan ni ìyẹn lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ àṣà àfọgbọ́n pin. Red lane tẹ́nẹ̀ ń ṣe ó gba ọ̀dọ̀ mi kọjá, ẹ má yẹ kó tún já ẹ lẹ́nu pé tẹ́ má tún fẹ́ gbà òṣìṣẹ́ síbẹ̀ ẹ tún máa mú ọ láti ta, so kí là ń benefit. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ máa rántí wa, ẹ ṣé gan.
Sallu ala Nabi Karim. I'm His Royal Majesty Oba Kamila Oyedeji Siba, the one and only Olu of Agege Kingdom. Adúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ nǹkan tí Lagos government ń ṣe fún wa pàápàá ní Agege, ṣùgbọ́n kò tó. Àti pàápàá fún àwa ọba. Every year ẹ máa kọ pé kó máa bá wa tún palaces wa ṣe. Up till now mi ò lè sọ pé palace ọ̀kan ọba kan ni gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ṣe. Initially, according to the state government regulations, wọ́n ní àwọn first class obas, àwọn divisional heads àwọn ọba, wọ́n máa kọ́ palaces fún wọn. Then after that, wọ́n máa kọ́ wọn the other first class obas. Mo rántí pé out of the 5 divisional obas, senior obas, àti kọ́ mẹ́ta, gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì Lagos government kọ́ mẹ́ta, méjì wà tí wọ́n sọ pé ọ̀hún rí lẹ̀ fún. Àwa sọ fún wọn gbà yẹn pé àwọn tó jẹ́ first class yòókù ńgbà tó ọ̀hún rí lẹ̀ fún méjì náà wọ́n ti paramount rulers. Congress kọ́ ti àwa first class yòókù kí most of us ká má gbé ká má máa jọba sí ilé wa. But up till now, most of us ilé wa láti jọba sí. So ẹ jọ̀ọ́ every year la ń kọ́ sínú budget proposal, yet nothing has been done. Thank you, God bless you.
Good afternoon, Honorable Commissioner. Good afternoon, the members of the high table, our royal fathers, members of the general public of Ikeja Division. I am Abisola Aziz, the Yaloja of Ikeja Computer Village Market, representing the Yaloja General, Mrs. Folashade Tinubu Ojo. Commissioner, sir, pertaining to market women, I think our challenge is accessing loan. A lot of us wants to do business, but we have challenge based on documentation. So I want to make a suggestion, if it is possible, because I know that the 25 billion with LSETF is a lot of money, but I can assure you that people don't access up to 10 million yearly from the money because of bureaucracy. So, and you know that we market women, we are large in number. So if you can fashion a design whereby they can make it a bit easier for us to access, like having a cluster loan, you know, the Yaloja General is working seriously on our data bank, whereby people can hide but they cannot run. We are doing a very huge database for all markets in Nigeria, so that we know who our members are for each market. So if you can have a cluster loan, whereby very few people in the market, including the market leaders, will guarantee the loan. And the individuals that want to take like 100,000, 200,000, won't have to go through a lot of paperwork. They can disburse to them, although you will still do the background check and make sure that, but it will reduce the paperwork for the market leaders, because most of us are not literate. So telling them to go and get this one, go and get that one, you know, it's a bit difficult. So they just get frustrated and they abandon the loan. Not everybody wants the grants, because the grants is not enough. And you know, grants are not paid back. But people want money that they can trade with and make their own money. So if you can fashion out giving us as a cluster, it will really go a long way. For instance, in Computer Village, sometimes ago, UBA was doing it. We will gather ourselves like into 20. So they will give everybody 2 million. So if the last person don't pay back, they will not renew for everybody. So we are ourselves police. So we make sure that, Taye, go and pay down. It's time, because I need my money too. So if we can have something like that, it will really help. And this robust economic plan of Lagos State government will get to the grassroots. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. At this point, we have team leaders for each pillar: traffic management and transportation, Mr. Orojimi and Mrs. Giwa Azan. It's okay.
Thank you. The Honorable Commissioner, sir, KBSO, on behalf of the entire communities in Lagos State, we want to appreciate the state government for what the government is doing, because all these projects being referred to are actually meant for the communities, and we are indeed benefiting from them. But like KBSC said, we at a time started to feel that perhaps we are being turned into a use and dump group. If we are invited here and we made presentation, and this presentation is not being looked into, we know government cannot do everything, but definitely some of it has to be done. Like we have some strategic projects within our various communities that requires the attention of the state government. If our local governments are implementing a project, road project, communities are supposed to have an input. But in a situation where roads were being constructed without the input of the communities, and the communities are not benefiting, I don't think that is good enough. We want to employ the state government to please talk to our local government to seek for the input of the communities when projects are about to be implemented. Like in our own area, the major road leading to the community hall is left uncompleted. A section of the road has been constructed, one side of the drainage has been constructed, but the other one was left untouched, and that rendered that road impassable. So that type of thing is not really encouraging. Secondly, sir, the state government talk about education. The education of our children is something of great importance to the community, to the state government, but in a situation where the distance where these children are to attend their classes is far to where they are living is of serious concern. And when we presented our case to the state government will say, go and present land. If you have land, we will build classrooms for you. We have acquired land. We've even fenced it. For the past 3 or 4 years, we've been requesting for the construction of a senior secondary school in Akele Alakuko. Up till now, it has not been constructed. So we will want the state government to look at it. When the governor came to commission roads at Ojokoro, he promised that that school will be constructed. Up till now, nothing was done. I've been here 2 or 3 times to make presentation about this same project. Nothing has been done. Please, we want the state government to look into this type of thing on behalf of communities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are going to break into syndicate session. I had earlier mentioned the team leader of traffic management and transportation, while that of the health and environment is Bukola Ogbenusi and Mr. Kamal Habib. Education and technology, Bukola Akisonya and Mrs. K.O. Adamson. Making Lagos a 21st century economy, that's Mr. Basit Barua and Mr. Olumide Ajao. Entertainment and tourism, Mr. Shamusuddin Lawal and Mrs. Kemi Abdullahi. Security and governance, Mr. Saeed Olowoni Shaye and Mr. Daniel Omolami, while social inclusion, gender equality, and youth, that is Mrs. Toka as the team leader. In doing this, the Alayeluwas, the Kabiesi, will be where they are sitting, while an officer will come and meet them and collect their information. For others, on my left side of this hall, as I'm standing, we have social inclusion, gender equality, and youth at the extreme, at the first part of this left side. The second pillar is security and governance, while at the back of the hall, towards the left side, we have making Lagos a 21st century economy. While the pillar facing the stage on the right side, we have health and environment. While the extreme right we have entertainment and tourism. The moving forward at the right side, at the middle, we have traffic management and transportation. While the first one on the right side, we have education and technology. Ladies and gentlemen, you can break into syndicate groups. You can give your inputs where you have interest in other pillars. You can put them in writing and forward it accordingly. Thank you and God bless. Ladies and gentlemen, we are expected to break into syndicate groups. We want to get your inputs. The program is still on, is still ongoing. The program is still ongoing. We are expected to get the inputs of the citizens for the government to consider the type of projects and programs to be carried out so that we can plan as part of the budget for year 2025. Nǹkan tí à ń gbèrò tí à ń sọ káwọn èèyàn ṣe ni wípé kí a pínra wa síbi tí ẹ bá fẹ́ nǹkan tẹ́ fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ìjọba ṣe fún yín. Ẹ wò ó, àwọn èèyàn ti ń dúró dè yín, wọ́n ti wà ń kalẹ̀. Nǹkan tẹ́ fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ìjọba ṣe ní ọdún tó ń bọ̀. Nǹkan tá a bá gbà níbí, a máa jókòó, a máa tó, a máa gbé fún ìjọba. Wọ́n máa fowó sí, wọ́n máa wá ṣe é fún, ṣùgbọ́n tẹ́ bá ń kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ àdúgbò tẹ́ fẹ́ jẹ́ kó ṣe sí, local government wo ni, àdúgbò wo ni, community wo ni. You know, we have streets, we have wards, we have communities, and we have streets before you talk of the household. Ladies and gentlemen, the program is still on. We expect participants here. We expect citizens to break into syndicate groups. Afẹ́yẹkẹ pínra yín sí ìletò tí a kọ méje ní gbogbo ẹ̀. There are 7 pillars which we expect people to go into, to break into syndicate groups. Thank you. Àwọn èèyàn tó máa. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a special announcement. There is a special announcement for those online, those that are connected to the Zoom. There is a Google form. There is a Google form that you can fill in your request online. You can fill in your request online. For those on the Zoom online, there is a Google form attached to the Zoom online where you can fill your request and upload the documents where necessary. This is the era of technology. This is era of technology. You can fill in the Google form, upload it where necessary for those on the Zoom line. Thank you.
Hello. 5 minutes. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for all our discussions, please let us try to wrap up in the next 5 minutes. Thank you very much. 5 minutes. We'll be wrapping up and then taking back our seats. Thank you very much. We have 2 more minutes. Please let's cross our T's and dot our I's while we take our seats. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please, we can now go back to our seats while we wrap up this program. Thank you very much. The National Youth Council of Nigeria, please, can we wrap up? Thank you very much. And please, can we go back to our respective seats, please? Thank you very much. Waiting on the National Youth Council of Nigeria to please wrap up. We can put every other thing in our presentation to the Honorable Commissioner. Please, can we wrap up, please? Thank you very much. Please, can we have everybody wrap up back to their seats, please? Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sórí ìjókòó wa ká lè ṣe kíákíá. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa súnmọ́ wájú ká jókòó ní àwọn empty seats. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́. Ẹ ṣé gan-an, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ bá wa sún síwájú ká lè tètè kúrò níbí báyìí. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, àwọn ọmọ mi lẹ́yìn, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ sún síwájú, ẹ jọ̀ọ́. Ẹ ṣé gan-an ni. Thank you very much. National Youth Council, you are the one delaying us. You still have a presentation for the Honorable Commissioner. Can we please wrap up, please?
Yes, they have.
The CSOs and the NGOs, please. Thank you very much. Can we move forward, please? The Honorable Commissioner, Special Advisor, Chief Resident Officer, stakeholders, directors in the ministry, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. And so right about now, we'll be taking questions and presentations. From the for presentations, the National Youth Council of Nigeria National Youth Council of Nigeria, the President's Engineer Adigun Ibrahim Olalekan, represented by Adogba Jale Victor, their Public Relations Officer. We can have all the National Youth Council forward, please.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon, my Honorable Commissioner, sir. My name is Abiodun Ajayi, and I'm representing the Lagos Civil Society Partnership for Development. For us at LACSOP, we are very much passionate about development of Lagos. And we are not here just to present an act. We are also presenting a scorecard of the performance of the Lagos State government that we did during the public hearing of feedbacks from each of the MDAs. So when we came together as a civil society group, we also identified some key acts from some of the studies and baseline studies that we have done or conducted in the state. And we are so glad to present this to the Honorable Commissioner for Budget Planning and Economic Planning and Budget, and the Special Advisor in that ministry. We understand that last year we were here and we presented something like that too, and we want to thank them for not allowing all our requests to slip under the carpet. We are so delighted to have you on board. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Can we have National Youth Council of Nigeria do their presentation?
Build the youth! Build the youth! Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Foremost, we appreciate the Governor of Lagos State, Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, for putting so many measures in place, particularly for young people. We appreciate the organizers of this event, the Honorable Commissioner. We appreciate every member, every distinguished member on the high table, and our distinguished guests here. The National Youth Council of Nigeria is the umbrella body for all youth and youth organizations. We are charged with the responsibility of policy formulation and discussing issues that surround youth and our affairs. Without much ado, we have spoken a lot with our facilitators, and we just want to reiterate here, sir. Sir, we appreciate what you have been doing. We appreciate the Ministry of Youth also. But we just want to add that Yoruba would say something, Oni nkan la nje ose. We are young people and we have been active at every local government. We have our structures represented at every local government and LCDAs in Lagos State. But we observe that we do not usually have that direct source to subventions. We do not have that contact to what we need to make our work being effective. Couple of days ago, we had the experience of this exercise, What Skills Day, across all local governments and our voluntary organizations. We trained over 3,000 youths across Lagos State, and we gave them soft skills and hard skills. But because we do not have skill acquisition centers that we have access to, we were not able to effectively work on the sustainability of this program. And all these programs we have been doing are at-end efforts of each youth. We are non-governmental organizations, and we have been doing our best to complement the effort of the government. So we appreciate if the National Youth Council of Nigeria, across all boards in LCDAs and local governments, have youth offices. We have been affiliated with the Department of Agric. Fine, they have been doing their best, but then we still have to streamline our sources and our efforts to the youth department. We are the ones who are the youth. We are responsible for young people. We know the needs and the responsibilities of young people. So if the affairs of youth are being run by the coordinators in all local governments, it will make more effective means to distribute and give sense of responsibility to all youth. And even when information come from the state, from the governor, and down to the local government, by the time it gets to the youth office, it will be able to be distributed to all youth in the local government. Also, we appreciate if we can have vocational centers at all local governments. And we observe that we have only few youth centers across all local governments and LCDs. So many local governments do not have youth centers, and we want the expansion of youth centers and the rehabilitation. So many youth centers in Lagos State are not working fine. They are just there, the people just come there to drink and to party, but they do not have the tools and the necessary tools whereby we as youth can take charge and use for our effective opportunities and development. So lastly, sir, we want to request for ICT centers. We are in the technology world, and we look forward to having Lagos as the addition of plus to team's agenda. We understand that governor has interest of youth affairs. That's why he has added the plus to the team's agenda. And we also want to complement the effort of the government to make a modernized Lagos State. So we appreciate if we have ICT centers across all boards in Lagos State, and youth coordinators are directly posted and have access to all youth centers and ICT centers in Lagos State. So in summary, sir, we request for youth desk across all local governments where youth coordinators can have access to, and it will also help us in the database of young people, particularly to support the efforts of governor. We ask for ICT centers, we ask for rehabilitation centers, and we ask for the rehabilitation of youth centers. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Do we have any other presentation, please? Any other presentation? To move the vote of thanks, join me as I welcome Mrs. Fashola, Director, Admin and HR.
Our Kabiyesi in absentia. Representative of Iyaloja General. Build the youth, build the nation, up Lascota, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Lagos State government, I wish to formally express our profound gratitude to all our very distinguished guests who, at a great cost and sacrifice, made time to honor our invitation to this year's Consultative Forum organized by the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget. Over the years, your participation in the budgetary process has been of immense benefit and value to the state government, especially in the charting the way forward in the state economic developmental projections, while also give credence to the all-inclusive agenda of Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration, which has now been reinforced with a no one must be left behind philosophy, either on account of their social status, gender, or age. We are hopeful once again that the outcome of today's deliberation will have a positive impact on the budget preparation as it has done over the years, and ensure that your desired interests are not only captured but implemented in order of priority. Let me, however, use this opportunity to implore everyone to continue to fulfill their civic duties and responsibilities of paying their taxes as at when due, so that the state government can continue to implement and carry more beneficial developments in all divisions within the state. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, once again, on behalf of the Lagos State Government, the Honorable Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Mr. Okpe George, the Special Advisor to the Governor, Mr. Lekan Balogun, and the entire staff of the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget, we say thank you all for making out the time to be part of this year's budget consultative forum. We are indeed most grateful for your presence, and we look forward to receiving you again in the years to come. Thank you, and God bless you all. Ikeja ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, àjùmọ̀ṣe gbogbo wa ni. Ẹ ṣé àdúpẹ́ o. Àṣẹ iṣẹ́ mi o.
Thank you very much. And so we come to the end of the year 2025 Budget Consultative Forum, Ikeja Division. See you next year. Oh.